Caring for someone with dementia is one of the toughest journeys, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Allison Schreier, and my experience caring for my husband inspired me to create Zinnia, a therapeutic streaming service designed to support people living with dementia and reduce caregiver stress. Our research-backed videos are engaging, easy to follow, and they help ease the daily challenges like agitation and anxiety so that you can focus on connection and joy. Available by subscription on mobile and TV apps, Zinnia makes every day a little bit easier. Go to zinniatv.com and sign up for a free trial today. Use the code RESOURCE for 15% off an annual Zinnia subscription.
This is Medicare Moments with your host, Toni King. Hi, Toni King.
What you doing, Jim? What's going on?
Well, we are getting ready to help our listeners understand what it's like when you're leaving employer benefits past the age of 65 and how puzzling that can be.
Oh, people just have no clue what to do. They come in the office crying. They're just so stressed with what's happening.
And Toni, don't you think that today, and we're recording this in 2024, don't you think that today many people are working past the age of 65?
Well, you got to realize 60 is the new 50. 70 is the new 60. We're working with someone right now whose husband is 80 and he's leaving his work. 80 is the new 70. People are working longer. I think the oldest I've had come in leaving their work was 90 years old.
Wow.
And she was a doctor and she was still rocking and rolling.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that in a very positive way. So it's good. So folks, Medicare Moments is the podcast. Toni King is your host. And today, Shirley from Dallas has a question for you. She writes, "Hello, Toni. My husband, Jay, retired 6 years ago when he turned 65. He enrolled in Medicare Part A only and decided to delay his Part B since I put him on my employer's group health plan. Recently, I read an article about failure to enroll in Medicare Part B when turning 65 and the additional cost for each year that one delays enrollment. I plan to keep my husband on my policy until my retirement in 3 years when I turn 65. I spoke with a representative of the Social Security office and asked if Jay would receive a penalty for delaying enrollment in Part B. The rep said that he would not, but that Jay would need to provide evidence that he has been enrolled in my employer health insurance. I'm overwhelmed because I do not know what to do for Jay's Medicare when I retire at the age of 65. Shirley in Dallas. Toni, what do you have to say to Shirley in Dallas?
Well, Shirley, come on and join the group because you are not alone. There are millions of people that are still working past 65 that get confused. And you got to realize a lot of people call you and you answer your phone and they tell you you have to sign up for Part B or you're going to get a penalty. They're looking after their own pocketbook because they're ready to sell you a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. You need to do things when it's on your time and you can do it. For Shirley, she called the Social Security office and got very good information from them because they told her that he was protected and he needed to get a form filled out by her employer because she's been working with her employer. He's been on her employer benefits since he turned 65. The form that he's going to have to get or that Shirley is going to have to get from her employer is called the CMS L564, which is the Request for Employment Information. And that tells everything about him having benefits through her company. They will have to have the HR department sign it. And then he will have to go down to the Social Security office with the application for Part B, which is called the CMS 40B. And under number 12, they've got different little numbers on there. 1 is your name, 2 is this. Under number 12, which is remarks, is where you want to write when he wants to get Part B to start. And it's always on the first day of the month. So he's going to want his Part B to start, let's just say June 1st. And you do that. You take both those forms and you turn them into the Social Security office. You take them to your local Social Security office, wherever it is, whether you're in Massachusetts or you're in Las Vegas or Florida or Texas or Philadelphia or whoever. Everywhere's got a Social Security office. So you take it there, and that will help him to avoid the Part B penalty that everybody's telling him that he's going to get.
Is this considered a special enrollment period for him?
You got that right. You learn, Jim, from all the workshops that we've done, all the webinars that we've done. That's what he's got to write at the top of each form is special enrollment period. He wants an SEP, special enrollment period. And at the top of each form, I don't care what time of the year you're turning it in, you write special enrollment period.
And we are talking about leaving employee benefits past the age of 65 and how puzzling it can be. Medicare Moments, Toni King is the host of this podcast, and we'll return right after this.
Caring for someone with dementia is one of the toughest journeys, but you don't have to do it alone. I'm Allison Schreier, and my experience caring for my husband inspired me to create Zinnia, a therapeutic streaming service designed to support people living with dementia and reduce caregiver stress. Zinnia offers research-backed videos intentionally created for people with dementia, engaging, calming, and easy to follow. Whether you need to ease agitation, create moments of joy, or make daily routines smoother, Zinnia is here to help. Family and professional caregivers use our content to turn challenges into opportunities for connection. Accessible by subscription on mobile devices and connected TVs, Zinnia is simple to use whenever you need it. Because when caregiving feels easier, life feels better. Go to zinniatv.com and sign up for a free trial today. Use the code RESOURCE for 15% off an annual Zinnia subscription.
Thanks for joining us today for Medicare Moments with your host, Toni King. And today we're talking about transitioning to Medicare past the age of 65. And Toni's giving great advice on direction on what to do and what forms you need to make that happen and how you come up and you identify your special enrollment period with the folks at the Social Security office so Medicare will know that you're right on and you don't suffer any penalties. Right, Toni?
That's right. But she's got two different situations. Her husband is 6 years older. She's planning on retiring when she's turning 65. So he's going to have to take the form to the Social Security office, but she gets to enroll online because she's not in that window. She's not past that window. She is going to be turning 65 and she's going to be in what's called her initial enrollment period, which is 3 months before she turns 65, the month she turns 65, and 90 days after. That's when she enrolls online by going to ssa.gov and enrolling in Medicare. We do this at the Toni Says website. We have our video series. I have my Medicare Survival Guide, Advanced Edition book that explains it. I mean, we have all the podcasts. We have the articles. The only thing I don't do is go visit people house to house, like Santa Claus does.
But you will Zoom them, right?
I will Zoom them. We do Zoom.
Right.
Zoom will let me come into your living room, okay?
No, you're not Santa Claus to go to every house like that, but with 10,000 people a day turning 65, a lot of people need your Medicare information. And that's why we ask people listening to Medicare Moments, visit tonisays.com. Tell your friends about TONISAYS.com. Send those questions to info@tonisays.com. Take advantage of the webinars, the book, and call her 832-519-8664. 832-519-8664. 24 hours a day, America's Medicare helpline with Toni King. Toni?
And I have the video series that has different questions where I'm sitting down talking about it and you can hear what's going on. where you and I are doing that workshop that I did in Tomball. The video series probably gives you about 3 hours worth of Medicare. We've got it covered. We can help you. Can't we, Jim?
We can. So thanks for listening to this edition of Medicare Moments with your host, Toni King. I'm Jim Glagowski. Toni, back to you.
Well, thank you, Jim. And I look forward to seeing you, and I'll come visit you, and we can go do karaoke. Let's go rock and roll, okay? We're not fuddy-duddies. We may be on Medicare, but we're still very active. We're a boomer, right? We're booming it.
We're booming it. Bye, Toni.
Okay. See you later, Jim. Bye.
In 2009, I met a gentleman who was giving wrong information about Medicare, which cost him over $10,000. After helping him, I knew that it was up to me to start advocating for America. Hi, I'm Toni King, host of Medicare Moments podcast. Join me every Wednesday as I share tips, strategies, and little-known facts I've learned over the past 20-plus years. I put Medicare into people terms, and I want to help you personalize your Medicare, because with Medicare, it's what you don't know that will hurt you. Medicare Moments is available now anywhere you listen to podcasts.